Hey there, it's Enderverse. August's monthly wrap-up is here. As usual, the list is a cocktail of RPG, Vanilla Plus, and unique themed mods. Now without any further ado, let's dive into the video. Opposing Force is our first mod. This is a fun RPG mod that adds a variety of new mobs to fight. The mobs' origins and designs were unique, not unpredictable or boring, just awesome creatures with very enjoyable attacks indoor. Most of the mobs here drop vanilla items, but there's a few that drop new materials used to craft special new bows, melee weapons, throwable machetes, new pieces of clothes, and more. Amongst the many enemy expansion mods I've seen, this is one of the best, and I would highly recommend it as it is fit in terms of both quality and progression. Shader Cycle is a mod that will allow you to tweak which shaders to toggle based on the dimension you are in, saving you lots of time and effort. This mod also includes a shader cycling feature, hence the name. Now you can shuffle through your shaders and even exclude the ones you don't want to shuffle through. When it comes to shaders, all of us default to the conventional options like BSL or Complementary. However, if you've been around me for long, you will know that I don't stick with one shader. I tend to shuffle through a dozen or so based on the dimension, time of day, and the surroundings too. Sticking with one shader will bottleneck the potential of your screenshots and recordings, so I would highly recommend diversifying your options. Here's a video featuring a handful of shaders you may want to consider. Collector's Caravan is a mod allowing you to gather old fossils and connect them together to complete these dinosaur remains. The remains size will vary based on the dinosaur you've discovered. The mod also added a few insects, most notably the beetles. They make for a beautiful ambient features and they can be collected as well. The authors also decided to make the Wandering Trader a part of the mod. You can trade emeralds for the new items within the mod, be it beetles, clothes, and so on. The mod's goal is for you to build a museum where you can showcase all of the ancient remains you found. I'm sure this is an adventure many of you would be willing to take. More Critters is a mod with many new creatures to discover. The new creatures here blend very well with their surroundings. There's also the type that only appears during nighttime and a huge bug that you can ride with no taming process. Each creature behaves differently and you can interact and use all of them. There are 16 of these guys here, so yeah, you wouldn't want to miss out on such a mod, especially since it's only 3 weeks old. Bloblings is a sci-fi mod that adds 3 fallen meteors found commonly around the world. A new organic material can also be extracted from one of these rocks called the Great Go. Once bottled and poured into a syringe, the Great Go will allow you to mutate your animals by injecting them with this material. The injected animal will turn into a pink blob. The mod features a few more creatures to produce. There are also different other mechanics and machines to try, so install it if you are into that sci-fi stuff. FunniWeapons is a mod that has to do with the game Team Fortress 2. The mod featured 2 flamethrowers. Each one of them works differently. One shoots a continuous stream of fire, the other shoots one fireball that deals huge damage. There's also a fire-related item called the gas can, which will give mobs a negative effect that keeps them incinerated. Furthermore, there are knives that can execute 3 attacks, a firearm with beautiful reloading animation, playing cards that hit 3 enemies at once, and more. All of the content is craftable within the vanilla game, but only from an item that rarely drops from killing mobs. Hex, the author of Dungeon Now Looting, has recently powered up his mod from 1% to 2%. May sound like a small jump, but trust me, it's not. New Labyrinth is called the Temple of Duality, a huge structure in the jungle, trackable using an exploration map bought from the villagers. Duality on the name refers to how this temple will reward both intelligence and brute force. You could either spend time trying to solve the puzzle and get in safely, or kill your way in. The first floor is the one you'll fight the bosses on, but not too quickly. Few new items are needed before you can craft the main artifact that will allow you to awaken the 2 bosses, and those can only be found down below. The temple has 3 chambers, and the deeper you go, the harder it gets. And with the total size of this thing, expect to stay here for a while. Down below, 2 new mobs can be found. The Ballista, a huge mob that shoots explosive arrows, and the Scuttle, a walking flamethrower that will give you a hard time if you don't have fire resistance. Conquering the lower chambers won't just give you the items necessary to summon the bosses, It will also allow you to craft new fun items. The copper detonator gives you creeper pits that will run towards mobs. You can then hold the right click button to detonate the pits. Then we have the repulsor, a block that will counter any projectile within reach. It can be quite protective in certain situations. Now to the fun part, the bosses. Hex has developed two bosses, Boris and Oris, making this battle more difficult and troubling. Now you'll have to keep an eye on the roof and on the main floor, as you will be attacked from both sides. The authors has also done a terrific job at the attacking patterns. Some of the attacks are quite difficult to evade, but then they don't one-shoot players. Instead, they deal a perfectly balanced damage. As the bosses lose more and more health, the frequency of their attacks increases. You may even find yourself circled and shot at, or you may notice that the exits have been blocked by a laser beam. Once defeated, depending on which boss you killed first, the loot will be different but of equal value. At the time of uploading this video, the 2% version is behind a paywall, but it's only a matter of time before the author releases it to the public. The 1% version, however, is free, so I would start with that first if you can't afford the 2% version. The title doesn't lie. Those are indeed some epic structures. Epic Structures Villages is a part of an ongoing modding series to enhance vanilla buildings. The new villages look incredible. The designs are quite detailed, and from afar, each building feels connected to the other. The author went with the medieval style building, and currently the mod only covers 3 variants: the plains, taiga, and the snowy variant. I would highly recommend following the author on Modrent. He's just begun this series, and from the look of it, things are only going to get better and better. This mod added one animal to the game, and that's the elephant. Unlike animal mods like Alex's mobs and the Naturalist mod, the elephants here are tameable, rideable, and will even fight for you. These elephants are very strong and quite good at repelling multiple enemies at once. They're also quite fast too. The only bug I would cite for the author is that the elephants keep attacking despite there being no enemies around, so that's one issue to take care of. Myths of the Sea adds a couple of ocean monsters spawning in different bodies of water and at different levels too. The deep ocean ones are usually huge monsters like the Kraken, a behemoth that can grab you and squeeze the life out of you, along with the Leviathan, an equally dangerous monster that circles its prey and keeps attacking until you are dead. Shallow water variants can also be dangerous and attack on sight, but are easily dealt with. Some in particular are actually tameable and can be used for fast oceanic travel. This mod is quite good. I would only recommend for the author to work on doing better shading for some monsters like the Kraken. But all around, it's a decent mod that you can introduce to your RPG mod pack right now. Golem Dungeons is a mod that uses the golems and the humanoid golems from the modular golems mod to create 3 dungeons, spawning in different biomes and dimensions too. Upon entering one of these dungeons, you will have to fight your way through several waves of mobs, with the fight getting harder and harder. Depending on the rarity of the structure, the difficulty will vary. The Skulk Dungeon, for instance, is quite overpowered, and you will be defeated very quickly if you pulled up here with anything less than netherite equipment. I love integration mods. Most mod packs I know are usually divided, forcing the player to go through each mod individually. Integration mods, however, will help you enjoy multiple mods at once, so I highly recommend them for any mod pack out there. This mod adds 3 new wagons dragged by horses, giving the game a medieval feel. Each wagon here is useful in its own right. Some can be light but cannot carry so much storage, while others are slow but may hold up to 120 slots of inventory. I don't see this mod being used for everyday transportation. The wagons are just unfit for the Minecraft terrains, but bringing a fancy royal feel to the game that they can help with pretty well. ChangshengJue. ChangshengJue. ChangshengJue is a mod fully themed around Chinese culture. The first thing you'll notice here are the buildings. Towers, houses, and paths are all centered around the Chinese architecture, not to mention the new building blocks used for increasing details and for the furniture as well. Chinese clothes and armors are also added here. Their designs are quite impressive, with 3D details and animations even. With the mobs, it's the same deal. You can expect to find tigers, white-napped cranes, and knife gangs from ancient China. All are designed extremely well and behave uniquely based on their nature. This mod is quite big and will make a glaring difference on your world. The only suggestion I would give to the author would be to translate the mod to English. Currently, all the names are in Chinese. The Mad Hatter is a new item that you can wear. It can store an infinite amount of items, and once displayed, using Alt, they will appear as cards that you can shuffle through and disperse by clicking the left button. The hat doesn't interfere with your playthroughs either, as you can wear it all the while wearing your helmet. It also has an animation for when you shuffle and disperse items, which is awesome for multiplayer gameplays. The only issue I have with it is how it ruins skins with 3D layers on the head. I hope the authors look into it, as it can be a deal breaker for many. NotEnoughMinecraft will allow you to play Minecraft inside of Minecraft. As crazy as it may sound, it's working pretty well. The gameplay is currently limited to building using a few blocks, with the environment being the same as your actual environment. So sadly, you can't beat the Ender Dragon with it. The controls are the same as vanilla Minecraft, and you can leave the computer by sneaking. This PC can only be obtained through commands or in the creative tabs. But the fact that it's server-side means players joining the server won't even need to have it installed in order to try it, which will work perfectly for surprising your friends. This mod will only appeal to those using the Flashback mod to make cinematics. I'm sure you guys know about the feature where you can disable the sky and other elements to produce a nice green screen footage. Well, this mod will make that feature compatible with shaders, which wasn't possible before. Now you can use your favorite shader to make green screen scenes. The feature is still not 100% solid like with the vanilla graphics, but the fact that someone is working on it is comforting. And soon enough, we may reach a state where it's fully accurate. Urban Decor is a decorative mod that goes beyond the conventional tables and chairs, focusing only on appliances. The crafting recipes for these appliances are not simple to get. You first need to collect a new material called chromite, which can then be turned into stainless steel, a metal that is needed for the crafting of most, if not all, of these appliances. Some of the appliances like the fridge and the toolbox are usable, while things like the piano and the kitchen sink are only for decoration. You can see this mod as an extension of your favorite decoration mod. Pair it with a project like another furniture mod if you want both the appliances and the furniture pieces too. Enhanced Workbenches is a mod that enhances the crafting experience in the game. The mod added 2 new workbenches. The crafting station, which will function pretty much the same as the crafting table, only will keep the ingredients on the board even when you leave the interface. And the project table, a workbench that also retains the ingredients in addition to having 2 lines of storage to keep items contained. I really like this mod, especially the project table, as it will make building a lot easier. You just store the base materials in it and break them down into all sorts of variants, all the while keeping your personal inventory unburdened. Homing in the eye will make it so that each time you throw an eye vendor and it pops, that eye will reappear on the end portal itself. For people trying to speedrun Minecraft, this mod is going to be a lifesaver, since those items are not easy to get early game. And finally, we have Legendary, a mod inspired by the failed spin-off Minecraft Legends. The mod added plenty of the mobs featured within that game, in addition to some blocks that are functional. Together, they help form the progression within Minecraft Legends. The author did an awesome job, and whether the original spin-off is a failure is irrelevant to the great work done here. Last month, we discovered a mod that can run Forge mods on Fabric. Huge updates have been released, along with new underrated mods that are finally getting acknowledged by the community. I would not miss that episode. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying your time here. And I'll see ya in the next one, my friend.